One by-election, two sides claiming success, who to believe? Both sides are spinning like mad, but it comes down to what each is measuring. For the Prime Minister, a bad Bennelong by-election would have been the first step towards personal political oblivion. Losing Bennelong would have triggered enormous unrest inside the coalition ranks, heralded parliamentary chaos and a probable early election. Old enmities would have been inflamed. Malcolm Turnbull would have been a dead PM walking. In the end, the result was not anywhere as close as the polls had suggested, even if the swing was substantial. On the other side, Labour was measuring where it was placed in the fight for government. It claims the Bennelong result translates to the ALP being a government in waiting, but will be privately disappointed Kristen Akila did not do better. Between these two measurements, Mr Turnbull is the biggest winner from the Bennelong result insofar as he had so much more to lose. His utter relief translated into jubilance when he joined John Alexander on stage Saturday night. And no wonder. By his own concession, dangerously made on the eve of the by-election, Bennelong was an effective referendum on his government and his leadership. But what to make of the swing, which with 74% of the count done, stands at 5.45%. According to the Parliamentary Library, the average two-party preferred swing against the government of the day between 1901 and 2014 has been 4.0%. So the swing away from the government is a little bit on the historical high side, assuming this reflects the final result. And as Labour gleefully has been reminding the government, such a swing, if reflected at a general election, would see the coalition crushed, losing between 24 and 28 seats of its 76 seats in the 150-seat lower house. Then again, at the start of the Bennelong campaign, if the PM had been offered the option of accepting a swing of this magnitude, he would have gladly locked it in. It has been a very difficult year for the PM, a truly awful one in parts. As for whether Bennelong is the start of the renaissance in Mr Turnbull's leadership, as Mr Alexander pronounced it on election night, no one can yet tell. However, there is one irony that stems from one of the sources of the PM's misery this year, the citizenship fiasco. Section 44 of the Constitution may have cut a long and ugly swath through parliamentary ranks, but it has allowed the PM to bathe in two moments of electoral success in the past fortnight, starting with Barnaby Joyce's spine-storming win in New England. These have been in stark contrast to the bitter and miserable speech Mr Turnbull gave on July 2 last year. Having tasted victory and being seen in the spoils of celebration, he wants his internal doubters to start believing. Because this will greatly influence what becomes of Malcolm Turnbull in 2018. Only if his own side truly lets him to lead will the Turnbull renaissance have a chance of beginning.